What's up, everyone? It is your girl, Jill Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and let's get into these new products from E.L.F. So I got all three of them, of course. I got a couple of blushes, I got a couple of highlighters, and then I got a couple of contours. So I got a couple of everything. Y'all know they've been coming for Charlotte's neck lately. Let me zoom in real quick if you like. So if I remember correctly, they retail for what, $6.99 a piece? I think it was $6.99. Let's go on Ulta and look, because that's where I purchased mine from. So that's where we're going, girl. Okay. If the search will show up, there we go. Okay, E.L.F. Alright. So, this is one of their newer products. Where is it? Sorry, y'all, I'm just scrolling. I probably should have typed in Halo Glow. That would have made it go a whole lot faster. I just typed in E.L.F. Cosmetics. So, we're going to be here for a second. Because I made a boy life decision. But, you know, such is life. And I got a feeling it's going to be like all the way at the bottom because that's what they normally do with new products. So then I'm just have to be like down here scrolling forever. Oh, wasn't that far. Okay. So I found the blush wands and the contour wand. I don't know where the highlighter wand is, but we're going to read about this blush wand real quick. So one of the shades I bought is sold out. I got the shade Rose You Slay. So Rose You Slay. And then Berry Radiant, of course, because I knew the berry one would be guaranteed to work for my skin tone. So let's read what it says. It says easy to use liquid blush with blush wand with a cushion tip applicator gives you a flush luminous complexion. Liquid buildable blush formula effortlessly blends into skin, infused with skincare loving 2% squalene. It is made in a fair trade certified factory and is 100% vegan, cruelty free, and Leaping Bunny certified. So there you go. Let's read what the contour. I'm sure it'll say about the same thing. Yeah, they all have this squalene apparently, and this gives you a radiant, naturally sculpted complexion. This liquid buildable contour formula effortlessly blends into skin. Now I didn't find the highlighter yet, so are they out of the highlighter? Because I just scrolled and I haven't seen it yet. So maybe they out of the highlighters and then I bring it back. I don't know, girl, because I scroll. Oh, here it is. It was just way higher up than everything else. So, and the only shade that's available is the gold. I bought the rose gold and the gold. Again, I bought one that I knew would work just in case the other one I actually wanted didn't work. It gives a radiant lit from within glow. It's a liquid buildable highlighting formula, effortlessly blends into the skin, and it has squalene like all the other ones do. So that's the stats on those. If you want to see my video on this Halo Glow versus the Charlotte's Tilbury, then you can go ahead and go watch that, because I'm not going to get into details about this. I'm going to be using this MAC blurring powder as well in this video. So we'll get there when we get there, girl, but let's get into this face. So, oh yeah, I forgot about this color corrector from Drew Barrymore and Flower Beauty. So I'm going to start off with this. I thought it would be closer to the color of the one from Becca, so I brought both of them just for you to see. The Becca one seems like it's more creamy and radiant too, whereas this one seems like it's supposed to be a little more matte. And as you can see, it is lighter than this one. So I'm interested to see how it works, because it looks dry. I'm not gonna front. Like, this one looked emollient and glowy when I put it on, but this other one here, it looks dry. So I'm going to swatch them side by side and see how. Can you focus? Thank you. I'm going to swatch them side by side and see how they work, but you know. So I'm swatching the Becca one first. Not you're gonna see too much of color, but I just want you to see the difference when it comes to like the texture and the radiance of it. So that's the purpose of me doing this. Yeah, this one's definitely lighter. It has a more matte texture to it, in my personal opinion, just swatching it. I can definitely feel the dewy and the radiance of the other one, but here they are. So the one that you can hardly see that blends in my skin the best is the Becca one, and this is the I was about to say Rare Beauty, Flower Beauty one. So yeah, no, it's not. Right now, it's not looking good. We're gonna try her out anyway, because you know she's here, we're here, we're all here. And I feel like it's kind of high considering like it's not matching the best. So is it really deep, or is it more like for tan? And we're trying to pass it off with the deep people as well. Because that's the vibe she's giving with what I just, you know, swatched on my hand. But hopefully I am wrong. So let's try her out and see. I was intrigued when it first came out because, you know, Pixie by Petra has a Beaute as well. I did put on primer off camera to save us some time. I just put on the, what is it, the Peace Out one with the niacinamide, and I think it's supposed to be hyaluronic acid in it. Salicylic acid. So yeah, this isn't giving what I was hoping it was going to give. I mean, it's giving brightness, but I don't necessarily feel like it's correcting the color underneath the eye like it's supposed to. Whereas, because it's lighter than, you know, my skin tone, even though this is supposed to be the deep one, so maybe we need to work on the depth of this. It looks okay, but I just feel like the Becca one looks a million times better. So I feel like this is more like if you're tan. So I feel like maybe Tina and Karen Harris could wear this one a little bit better than I can, because to me this is looking kind of chalky and ashy, and it's not really color correcting too much of anything. It's too light for someone who's supposed to be deep. So maybe we need to rename this, because it's too light for someone who's supposed to be deep. For my, at least in my personal opinion. But yeah, so that's what she's giving. Yeah, that's what she's getting. We'll have pattern in and help out as best we can, but we can only do so much. She got put in the work. We can only do so much. So I'm gonna take my sponge and pull my hair back, because it's not it. It's looking a little bit better, but I still feel like I just prefer the color of the Becca one better. Now we're gonna get into this Halo Glow Girl. So I'm taking my mom to the movies tonight because her birthday is tomorrow and I have to go to work tomorrow. So I took her to the play last week and I'm taking her to go see this movie this week because I figured she, you know, wants to see it. We've been having problems with the TV all week long. I don't know what's going on with Xfinity, but like y'all just got paid, so the TV should be working. They always have some excuse like, oh, you didn't plug in the HDMI right, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that one. And it's like, yeah, but I did exactly the way, you know. You said, because they always tell you do the HDMI, and I'm like, I did the HDMI. And then worked. Last time my son did the HDMI and it worked. She went and got a whole new box and the HDMI still isn't working, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. My mom had, I told y'all this in another video, but I don't know who watches what and where and when. So we had to have the people come out and fix the toilet this week while Adriangameover was gone. And so after they left, she said a few moments after they left, or maybe like half an hour or something after they left, I'm trying to find the foundation brush. They well, the TV went out, so I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna having to do the thing, because I'm like, you was working fine until you got here. You were working outside where the cord goes to the wall outside of the house, and I feel like, you know, like they might have something to do with it. They're saying that doesn't have anything to do with it, and we just putting the HDMI on wrong, but I'm like, I just don't feel like that's it. But, you know, it's always you, it's never them, it's rarely them. I want to know what happened to the people at Dish, because if y'all remember, I told y'all I was watching Dustin Daly, and he was talking about how the people that work for Dish or whatever, they had, like somebody had hacked Dish's network, and the people that did auto pay for their bills or whatever, they don't know where the auto pay payments were going to, because they weren't coming to Dish, because Dish network had got hacked. So I was like, ooh, child. So I'm wondering if they got that cleared up and what happened with that. Cause I didn't hear Dustin Daly talk about it anymore, so I'm assuming, you know, like they got fixed, or they just like pushed them into the rug, and you know, I don't know. What y'all think about the color corrector? Cause I'm just feeling like it's not. doing too much of anything as far as correcting. I feel like I still see the dark circles underneath my eyes, and that's what you're supposed to cover up. I don't feel like it gave like any sort of brightness or anything, so I'd say it's done. Like, get a deeper color that works for actual deep people, not tan people, and try to pass it off for deep people, okay? Or dark people, because it's just not giving. So to me, this is a bust, but you know, this would be the second Flower Beauty product I have as one of the worst products of this year. So yeah, let me put my concealer on, and then we can get into, you know, what you came for. The blush is the bronzer. Sorry, the blush is the contour and the highlight. So I'm gonna drop this concealer right here, and then I like to put the shade. This is Deep Chestnut in the original. I don't like the hydrating one, if you all remember. So I personally try to use the, what do you call it? Deep Olive for the places I want to highlight. Y'all, this just looks so chalky on my hand. I'm just so like. Anyway, focus, please. I don't know what was going on with the camera. Y'all know me want to focus, and then like bad y'all do want to down me. It just be extremely very. Anyway, I'm taking this lighter shade on the cheeks here. If I had built up this product though, it gave me a nice medium coverage. I'm just kind of like, I'm not keeping this makeup on that long, so it's not that big a deal to me today. Plus my skin is looking a whole lot better than it used to, which is why I used to cake on a lot of products, just because I didn't like seeing a whole bunch of dark spots through my cheeks. But since I've been using that strawberry stuff from Glow Recipe, and then like the matching primer, I feel like it's been helping out a whole lot more. So I'm here for it. It's a whole lot. Ooh, a little bit chunky part right there. Just love how crazy I look right now. Let's start off with this contour situation. So I'm gonna swatch all the shade. Wait, no, if I remember correctly, this dries quick, so I can't do what I was gonna do is contour and then go ahead and, you know. Yep, cause see, in the middle it's already trying to dry, and I'm like, oh, I haven't had it on that long, so I'm glad I remembered that, because honey, we've been out here looking crazy with just stripe down our nose, and you know, get me having that. So okay, yeah, that worked. So let's get to these cheeks, and then we'll start doing the contour, blush, and highlight. Yeah, I feel like my week just rushed away from me. I looked up and it was Friday, and I knew that was gonna happen. When Adrian came over, it's with me. It's like time just zooms back. But like when he's here and he has to go to school and I have to do all these other things, it's like time just be standing still, and then I'd be irritated because I'd be like, look, where is Thursday? Like, I live for Thursday because I know it's the last day of the week I have to work. So I'll be like, where is Thursday? Honey, where is it? Is she far? And I'll be thinking that like Monday, as soon as like work week starts, or other people's traditional work week starts. I know mine starts Sunday, but I just be like, honey, is it here yet? Okay, so this is what we're working with right now. Looking cute. Let's go ahead and I guess I'm gonna set my under eye first before we get into anything else. I left my under eye setting powder brush in the bathroom, so I'll just have to use another one and then just wash them another day. Because who's going in there to get it? Not this girl. Okay, so I'm going to take this setting powder brush from Real Techniques. Even though everybody uses it for highlighter, I've seen a good portion of people who use it for highlighter, including myself. But since it's actually supposed to be made to set underneath your eye, I'm going to use it for what it's for today with my LYS powder. I didn't think about what powder I was going to use on these eyes when I sat down. Or else I'd just brought that brush with me, because I literally used this powder in yesterday's video with a different brush, and I wouldn't have to wash this brush. But again, the show must go on, the filming must go on. I didn't want to have to get up. That's what it came down to, girl, okay? I know we all had the moments where it's just like it's one more brush, and since I gotta do more eyeshadow videos anyways, that's how I'm literally feeling like it's literally just one more brush, you know? Like, since we got this brush and all the other brushes, it's just gonna be another brush, girl. It's fine. Let's go ahead and set all this stuff. I love how all this powder's just falling on top of this palette right now while I'm setting my face, but you know, that's just how it goes. But yeah, like I was saying, the week just flew by. It was like I filmed every day when I got off work. After I went to the gym with my friend, she was trying to get us to go to the gym for an hour and a half instead of an hour, but she kept like pulling stuff. So I'm like, should you really be trying to go for an hour and a half? If you pulling stuff and you only been there an hour, I'm just like, show. I don't know. So like, I'm just like, okay. So we have set the face with the LYS. I don't have any setting powders for the eye from E.L.F, which is why I didn't use any. I could have used the affordable Wet n Wild one, but then I was just like, that's my cream brush. Okay, so we're gonna get into these contours now. I like to do the contour first, then the blush, and obviously the highlighter last. So I have the shade Tan Deep, Medium Tan, and then I'm going to swatch the two from other brands on my hand. So I'm gonna start off with the E.L.F ones. Then I will, this is the packaging it came in. So I'll start on medium tan. And it has a little twist where you're supposed to be able to twist it, I'm assuming like Charlotte's. Or Charlotte's Chill, that is. So I'm squeezing it. Okay, now I see it in the blue. I feel like medium tan is a decent shade for me, like if I want a lighter nose contour, but just trying to use it on its own, I don't think would necessarily be a good idea, because it's too dark. Maybe in the wintertime I can put it on, maybe, but that's why I got it, and then I got, you know, Tan Deep, obviously, because I was like, I'm not sure how it's gonna work. I know their colors run deeper than other brands' colors, which is one thing I like about E.L.F. So, wait, why am I trying to show y'all? Like, so I'm gonna put one color on each side, and then I'm gonna just set it with a powder one. I think I have a drugstore powder one in here. I think, I don't know. Then we're gonna put the flower one I had that I thought did a terrible job next to it. I feel like the coloring on this wasn't that great, and this was supposed to be their deepest shade, but I don't know, they seem to have a problem making stuff for people of color that works out well. I'm not feeling this eye cream. I didn't like this contour. I felt like their foundation shade was lacking, so you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. And then of course I'm gonna do Miss Charlotte's Tilbury. And there's so much on the outside of the packaging I don't even put hers on because it's just quite messy. I'm gonna swatch it on top of the one from, what do you call them, just because it's so messy. I mean, so blending in my skin tone so it doesn't look like what it's supposed to be a contour. So I'm gonna need Miss Barrymore to do better. But honey, what is going on here? I need to get this baby wipe out because y'all know I'm gonna have to swatch more than just this, y'all. Okay, so here are the swatches. Y'all know these are the color correctors. So this is the shade Tan Deep from E.L.F. This is the Deep Dark from E.L.F. This is, sorry, this is, I think this is Medium Tan, and then this is Tan Deep. This is the one from Flower Beauty, and then this is Charlotte Tilbury. So you can see Charlotte Tilbury's what is it, Tan Deep is the same as they're medium tan. So they came in with just a little bit more depth. This one definitely looks ashy and cool like a contour. The other two don't look as contour. They look like a contour bronze combination, if you will. But the formula on this one is just awful. So don't even waste your money, in my personal opinion. So let's put the E.L.F. ones on and see how they work. I kind of want to test one next to the Charlotte one, but it's like that means I have to put on medium tan and then put on Charlotte's tan deep. And I don't necessarily want to do that, so I'm gonna just go with the one that I'm gonna just go with the original pan. I told y'all we're gonna put medium tan on this side and we'll put tan deep on this side. I wanted these dry quick, just like the what do you call it, the concealer I just tried out, because if it does, honey, I'm gonna have no place down with this product. Since they're the same formula, I'm not gonna necessarily try to what do you call it, use a different brush when I blend it out. So I'm just blending out with the same brush. I'm telling y'all now, so you don't be looking for a different brush. Although I do have two of this same brush, so I could just use that, but I'm like, I already had to use an extra brush that I didn't plan on using, and I'm trying to cut down on brush usage, because when I come over here the first night, I usually have to wash all the brushes in order to be able to film the videos, or end up using nerdy brushes, because lately I haven't been that good about washing my brushes here. I don't know what's going on, but I just, oh, okay, that medium tan, I feel like I actually see a difference in my skin versus when I use the medium tan from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know if it's because they put more pigment in it, it's more emollient, but I definitely see it on the face. And with Charlotte's, I feel like I don't always see it, so that's a good thing. Now let's get to shade tan deep on this side. So you can definitely see the color on my face. Now let's see what it looks like once it gets blended out. Take the same brush like I told y'all. I heard it's the blush ones that aren't supposed to like give you any playtime to like blend them out, not necessarily the bronzers or the contours, if you will. So I'm gonna see. So there's the tan deep and the medium tan. I feel like both of them you can see on my skin tone, which I'm not surprised because it's E.L.F. and I feel like they put like more consideration into color and like inclusion when it comes to everyone when they make their product versus like the other brands, because obviously if you're gonna make a dupe of something, you need to make it better. Oh y'all, I forgot to swatch the Milani against these, so let me swatch Milani behind Charlotte, so they could do better in their shade range too, because this is the Milani one right here. But I feel like when I have the Milani on my face, I don't know if it oxidizes and it goes deeper, but like just on the back of my hand, it doesn't look like much. It rolled underneath my leg. Y'all know I told y'all stuff be rolling underneath my leg and just be messing up the whole scenario. But I like this one. I actually have a backup of this one. That's how much I like it. So needless to say, that's not an issue. So I'm glad I remembered it was their girl, because otherwise I'd have been kind of upset. But I'm impressed with both shades, which I'm shocked about because I didn't think both shades would work for me. This is the bad pile. So, sorry. Just trim up underneath here a little bit, but I'm very impressed. Okay, let's get into these blushes now. So I'm wipe all this stuff off my hand. I hope you got your look at it, girl, because I'm not gonna have swatches of all this stuff all up my arm. So next, let's get into these blushes. So I only have 3 blushes. That shouldn't be too bad. I'm trying to get stuff in the way as I go, y'all. I'm telling you, it's so many videos to film. I always have a million videos to film, I feel like. So next I have the Rose You Slay, and then the Dairy one, and then I have Pink Gasm to compare to them as well. Now these are the ones that say you have to work quick with, so I'm thinking about putting one color on each side just like I did with this, because I'm like, why not? And then if I need to set the blushes, then I can. We'll see in a minute when I rub it on my hand how quickly they set. Rose You Slay looks like a gorgeous color, and I feel like this must be like, this is their version, like the Pink Gasm dupe. But let's see. these are a little sheer, if you will. But, you know, it's okay. It's not that big a deal. So I did Rose You Slay first. Then I'm going to do the berry one second. And then obviously I will do Pink Gasm last. Okay, yeah, so the berry one definitely seems like it's going to be more my speed just because Pink Gasm isn't, I mean not Pink Gasm, this one isn't really given. I've never actually used my Pink Gasm. Okay, Rose You Slay is definitely going to be a good alternative for Pink Gasm. So here is Rose You Slay. Here's the berry one, and then there's Pink Gasm. So Pink Gasm has a little more pigmentation to it than this one does, but the berry one's going to be best obviously for some of my skin tone. So let's work it out and see how they work out on the face. Now I'm curious to just put Rose You Slay on in the Charlotte Tilbury since I've never used it. So I might do that instead of doing the berry one. Yeah, let's do that because I have never used either one of them and I feel like this would be interesting. So what we'll do is the dirty side is the side, well not dirty, but you know, the side that still has pigmentation on it is the one I'm going to do for E.L.F. and then I'm going to flip it over and use Charlotte for this side. So let's see how it goes on the face. I'm nervous because I don't really should blush that often. Oh, it's giving more pigmentation on the face than it was when it was in the swatch, so I guess that's good. Let's get the rubbing since they say you don't have much time to play with it. I feel like it's definitely something I would have to build up because right now to me it's just looking like a little bit of a pigmented highlighter, not necessarily a blush. So that is disappointing, but let's see if we can build up the build it up without making it look too crazy on my face. So let's keep. So that's what we're working with. It's a nice little simple glow. It's not giving as much pigmentation as I was hoping, but you know, it's cool. I feel like Pink Gasm is going to give more pigmentation, so that'll be interesting to see. Probably should have put Pink Gasm on this side since it matched the Charlotte Tilbury blush, but I mean bronze, it's contour, but whatever. I wonder how much product is in these since there's hardly any product in the big one. But I'm like, since it's a smaller component, I guess, you know, they can't hide it the way they would hide it with the bigger one. So this is how we use it. This looks like a glowy highlighted thing with a little bit of pigmentation. So as you can see, they both look the same on the skin though. I feel like I don't need to double layer the Charlotte Tilbury one though. But I mean, like for what is $5, $6, I feel like, you know, if you do have to double layer it, like the world shouldn't come to an end, girl. Like with as much as it costs. I'm going to use this shade tomorrow and I'll let you all know how it works. But I was mainly concerned about seeing how this one was going to look like the Charlotte one since they look really similar in the hand. They look like almost the same. Like I said, the pigmentation is just a little bit lighter on the E.L.F. one. But again, for the price point, I wasn't expecting the moon and the stars. Although they did overdo it with this right here. When they came for Charlotte, they really came for her. So I feel like they came for her with them contour ones too. Because I noticed when they do their dupes, if you will, they always make sure they have enough color for, or deep enough colors for everyone to be more inclusive than the brand that they're duping. So I mean, like, you need to be bringing something to the table if you know, copying off something somebody else has. So in addition to the price point, they always make sure that they have enough colors to satisfy people. Now with the launch, with the blushes and the highlighters, I'm feeling like they could have done a little bit of better job of that. Not to be bogus, but you know, that's my opinion on it. But I like what I'm seeing and what they've done so far, so I'm impressed. But I'm usually impressed with E.L.F, so I don't know why I'm sitting here acting like I'm surprised. Oh, this gold is much lighter than I thought it was going to be, y'all. Interesting. So I have the rose gold shade here. This is the rose gold from E.L.F. and then this is the rose gold from Flower Beauty. Now the only thing I did like from Flower Beauty when they came to duping Charlotte Tilbury was this one. So I do like the color of this rose a little bit better. It seems like this one seems like it's gonna be more of that like ashy white cast situation going on than I would like, but I'll try it out tomorrow and find out. I'm not trying this one out today. I will try it out tomorrow, and I'll try it alongside this one so I can give you all a better idea, because I want to try these two and see how they go. Plus I feel like this would be too close to the blush color, and then I won't be sure if it was the blush that I didn't like or the highlighter I didn't like, because they're similar tones. So that's another reason I'm trying to particularly use the gold one. The only thing is the E.L.F. gold one is lighter than I expected it to be, because in the pictures I feel like they make it look much deeper than it actually is. So I'm hoping it works out for me, because it's giving more of that like yellow gold, and I feel like Charlotte is giving more of a bronzy gold. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we about to see how it goes right now. I'm swatching, and then I'm gonna put one on each side. So I have to remember to put Charlotte on this side, since that's the side Charlotte's on. And I switched around the sides for once. So how about that? Can't say I always use the same side. I switched them around for once. What is going on with this color, honey? So this is the E.L.F. one, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury one. With the color of the packaging, you think it's gonna be deeper, right? Look at the color of this packaging. And then, but it's the shade Spotlight. So Spotlight is one of their popular ones for lighter skin tone. So now I'm kind of just like, But since the blush is a more pinkier side, I guess it's okay to use this one. Now I kind of just want to use the gold on its own. But I'm going to go ahead and use both of them, since, you know, they're here, we're here, everybody's here, whatever. So let me get into it. So we're going to start with Charlotte this time. Y'all know last time I started with E.L.F., so I'm like, I'm gonna start with Charlotte this time. And as you can see, it's like beaming and nice. Now, I'm trying to debate if I should set these with powder or not. Just because since they're creams, and with the type of skin type I have, I feel like it's not gonna last as long as it could, especially once I spray my face, because I have oily combination skin. So there's a highlighter. I don't know if you can see a difference. I can't see that big a difference, which is another reason I didn't necessarily want to use this highlighter, because I'm feeling like I don't see the difference in the tone of the blush and the highlighter because they're so close in tone on my skin tone. I expected to see like a huge difference because, you know, it's much lighter, but since it's on the champagne-ier side and that blush is closer to that, you won't see it. I feel like you're gonna be able to see the difference with this one though, because it's gold. Yep, see, you clearly see the difference right there. So I don't think you have to rush with this product, but just to err on the safe side, I'm going to start off now. I'm just honestly running my finger in a circular motion with it. I was originally going to use the rose gold ones and then just set them with the rose gold J Cat Beauty highlighter powder that I have, but I'm like, I'm gonna just let them sit as is and see how they work out. So I'm just trying to buff around the edges that I put close up to the cheekbone to make sure there's no harsh line. But the Spotlight one, well, I don't know. Now I feel like I don't see a difference in either one when it comes to the shades, and I feel like I should see a difference on my skin tone. So highlighters I'm not that excited about. The thing I'm most excited about is the contour and the blushes. The highlighters, they're just, they were like an afterthought thing. Like, they were here, I was here, we're all here. So I just kind of added them to the cart. But I'm mostly excited about this contour and this bronzer. Let's get into the setting powder now. I know y'all, we've been here forever. Sorry, but I had to be thorough in like the stuff I showed you and all that. Probably help if I took everything out of the packaging next time too, because that would have saved us some time. Okay, so I got the blurring powder from MAC. What does it say about this? It says press, enclose, puff into mesh to pick up powder. Lightly tap off excess, start from the T-zone, gently press powder into skin with a rolling motion working outward. because that is how they're suggesting you use it. So that's how I'm going to use it today. Now in the future, I'll probably just put it on my beauty blender and move on my life, but we're going to do it like they said today for demonstrational purposes. So I'm supposed to go from here and work my way out using a rolling motion there. So I'm assuming this is like what they mean. The palette, I feel like the skin looks nice and smooth. So that's what we're working with. I think she looks nice. You know, hooking it up. Sit down here and the other places I didn't set my face yet, so it'll really just be probably like the forehead area. So far I'm liking the way the powder looks though. Trying to put too much of anywhere because we already put all those cream products on. That's another thing I'm not necessarily excited about when I just use cream products alone and don't set them with powder, because I feel like you can't set everything the way you want to or normally would. But I'm going to leave everything unset for once. I'm going to take this, wait no, E.L.F video, let's take the E.L.F setting spray. Y'all, everything just falling down. So we're going to take this E.L.F setting spray and spray the face. Not that I have to melt too much stuff in, because it's like the only thing we need to melt in is like the setting powders. Because I didn't set anywhere else with powder, which is unusual for me, but I figure y'all want to see how it wears without powders. Because normally I would, but I'm going to let it sit without powders today, and we'll see how it goes. Now tomorrow, I'm probably not going to do that. And I feel like when it comes to the contour, I shouldn't do that, because realistically, you know, it's cream, so it's going to eat away quickly. So I'm thinking I might put a bronzer on. I'm thinking I'm going to take the deepest shade from the McGrath one, because that's what I would truly do. Now, shimmery blush, I don't know what I would normally do when it comes to that. I had a berry tone shimmery blush I was going to use, but since I used the deeper one, yeah, this is what I want. I want Bronze Mahogany from Mother. That's the deepest bronzer she has. I'm just going to go over both of them and set it real quick. I'm like, realistically, that's what I would do with the bronzer. Maybe not necessarily with the, well, I would do that with the highlighter too. Just probably not the shimmery blush, because I don't think I have a shimmery blush that would go with that. So, I love how I'm putting on E.L.F and McGrath at the same time. But this is the latest bronzer in my collection. I'm trying to get more use out of it, because I haven't really used this shade that often either. That's why I'm specifically using this shade. Plus, this is the deepest one. I feel like I let us know how the cream lasts, at least in my mind. So that's what we're working with. So far, she's looking pretty good. So I'm going to spray my face again with a finishing spray. I don't have this finishing spray from E.L.F, so we gotta work with this Ciate watermelon one. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Press it in the skin. So this is what we're working with for this. So this is pretty much the finished look. It's giving your skin but better vibes. The glowy blush I already feel like isn't doing the best on either side, but I do have oily combination skin. And then the highlighters, I feel like you can't tell the difference. The highlighter on each side, and both of them just kind of blended into the blush. So I'm not crazy about the I'm not crazy about the highlighter. I'm more concerned about the blush and the contour. So I'm gonna go do some other stuff, and I'll check in with y'all later on tonight. Okay, girl? Okay. So I returned after many hours wear in my social like Sandy voice. So I ended up forgetting to film the outro yesterday, which turned out perfectly because I wasn't necessarily crazy about the way it looked without setting powders over the liquids, because I feel like it ate away really quickly. The only thing I had set powder on, if you all remember, was the bronzer, but like the cream blush or the glowy liquid blush and the glowy highlighter were not giving after a few hours because, you know, they just kind of ate away from the oils in my face. So today I set them so we could see what it would look like with me setting it. So let's look at my face, because as usual I just sat my happy self down. I mean, I put on lipstick, but obviously I was looking at my lips to make sure I lined it okay, and there was none on my teeth, so I didn't actually look at my face. So let's do that now. Hold please. Also, are you enjoying the eyes as much as I'm enjoying the eyes, honey? Like, do you see like the green and the shift? You'll see it on Instagram tomorrow, girl. It's fine. So I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury side is more oily than the E.L.F side, and I actually like the color of the bronzer on the E.L.F side more, but I had the shade Tan Deep on, if I remember correctly. Or the day before I had on medium dark, and then I had on medium tan, and then I have on Tan Deep today, if I remember correctly. But this is what the face looks like. As you can see, it doesn't look nearly as oily on the E.L.F side as it does on the Charlotte Tilbury side, which I was shocked about because, you know, since it cost more, I expected it to do better. And honey, tell me my skin doesn't look blurred all up and through here with the what do you call it, the blurring powder from MAC. So I'm loving and living for that powder. Like, it's amazing with this little puff. It reminds me of the Makeup Forever one, except I got it for my face and I don't need the eyes. But honey, she's giving it all. Okay, she's giving. But yeah, so I feel like all the products just kind of disappeared though. Like, I don't feel like I see any blush truly or any highlight. I feel like there's just oil. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I set both the sides of my face with the blush, with the Radiant pink blush from Gucci. And for a good amount of the day I could see it, but I feel like toward the end of the day now, after these 8 hours, I feel like I don't really see it too much. I see a little bit over here and a little bit over here, but otherwise it's like I don't really see too much. I feel like maybe I'd have to use this with a primer infused shimmery blush like the ones from E.L.F, and maybe it'll give me a better result. But right now I feel like I just don't really see too much of anything. And it's been 8 hours, I didn't wear a mask, and I did my normal routine. Y'all know where I sprayed my face with the 3 different setting sprays and press it in and all that stuff to make it look as skin-like as possible. I'm not wearing the same foundation either. Random side note, I have on the Ease Drops from Fenty, and then I mixed in that like skin enhancer from Costas just for us to try that out a little bit more. So again, that's what the face is looking like. But I'm shocked that the E.L.F side did better than the Charlotte Tilbury side. But I'm not crazy about these blushes. They don't give enough pigmentation, and then I don't feel like they last that well. So Charlotte's or who do you call it, E.L.F, if you have oily combination skin, I don't recommend that you buy these, but that's just a me thing. So I don't recommend you buy those. Now for the contour, I definitely say go ahead and get it, because as usual, E.L.F came through and gave more colors. Now I haven't tried the berry tone one yet, and that's what I'm most interested in. I tried the one that was closest to the Charlotte Tilbury blush, just so we can see what it looks like. But I'm interested in trying that what is it, berry radiant one, because honey, if that one works out for me nicely, that will definitely be a go-to in the fall and the winter, because it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous shimmery blush. And then I could put like the berry tone blush from who do you call them on top of it, Gucci on top of that one, and I feel like that'll look stunning. And plus, since it's berry tone, I feel like it's gonna look better on my skin, because this one just didn't give enough pigmentation in my personal opinion. I feel like I'll use it more as a highlighter and mix it in with the rose gold highlighter that they have, and it might work out better. But I don't know, I'm not a fan of the shimmery blushes. I just feel like they ate away for my oily skin, and so I'm not gonna recommend those. The highlighter, it's okay. I feel like I can still see it on both sides of the face. It's just the blushes I feel like disappeared, or maybe the highlighters I used were too close to the color of the blush, and that's why you can't tell the difference. But I'm not impressed with the blushes. That's what it comes down to. I'd recommend the highlighters. I'd recommend the contour. I just don't recommend the blush. That's all I got, girl. But those are my thoughts on the E.L.F products that I've worn over the last 2 days now. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, y'all are diamonds. Let me know if you want to see like a palette mashup this week of this eye look, so that way I can bring those palettes over here with me, because I already did a video of them saying I want to do a palette combination with them, and this is actually the palette combination I came up with. So if you want to see it, drop it down below and let me know. And I'll go ahead and bring those palettes with me this week to film. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.